The concept of threefold craving is derived from Buddhist teachings, specifically from the Four Noble Truths and the 12 Links of Dependent Origination. It refers to the three fundamental types of craving that lead to suffering and perpetuate the cycle of rebirth in the Buddhist worldview. In Buddhism, craving is seen as the root cause of suffering, dukkha, and the driving force behind the cycle of birth and death, samsara. The threefold craving encompasses the three primary objects of craving that humans tend to desire and cling to, thereby perpetuating their suffering. These three types of craving are: 1. Craving for sensual pleasures, kama tanha. This type of craving involves the desire for gratification through the five senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. It includes seeking pleasure from enjoyable experiences, sensual pleasures, and material possessions. However, according to Buddhism, attachment to these sensory pleasures leads to dissatisfaction and is ultimately unsatisfying. 2. Craving for existence and becoming, bhava tanha. This type of craving arises from the desire to exist and persist as an individual. It involves the longing for a continued sense of self, identity, and the pursuit of personal goals and ambitions. This craving manifests as the attachment to one's ego, social status, relationships, and the need to establish oneself in the world. Buddhism teaches that this craving leads to suffering, as it fosters attachment and a sense of separateness from the interconnectedness of all things. 3. Craving for non-existence and self-annihilation, vibhava tanha. This type of craving arises from the desire to escape or annihilate existence. It includes the yearning to avoid pain, suffering, and the challenges of life altogether. Buddhism teaches that this craving is also rooted in ignorance and leads to suffering, as it fails to address the fundamental causes of dissatisfaction and perpetuates the cycle of rebirth. According to Buddhist teachings, these three types of craving are deeply interconnected and mutually reinforcing. They are considered the primary drivers of human suffering and the obstacles to attaining enlightenment and liberation from the cycle of rebirth. The ultimate goal in Buddhism is to overcome these cravings through the cultivation of wisdom, mindfulness, and the practice of the Noble Eightfold Path. By doing so, one can transcend suffering and attain liberation, nirvana.